Imagine waking up one day and realizing that every thought you've ever had, every decision, every belief was never truly yours. Think about that moment when you made the biggest decision of your life. What if I told you that decision wasn't really yours, that your mind was quietly manipulated, guided by forces you never even noticed? Hey, the love you chose, the career you pursued, even the way you see yourself. What if it was all scripted, predetermined by something you couldn't control? From the time we're born, we're bombarded with messages, rules, and expectations by our parents, society, the media. These influences silently weave themselves into the fabric of our minds, shaping us in ways we're often unaware of. Let's step back for a moment. We've explored how deeply our thoughts might be influenced, but now let's dive into the science behind it. Every day, our brains are bombarded with information, images, sounds, ideas. All of it processed, often unconsciously. But how does this really affect what we think? Our brain is like a supercomputer. Every thought we have, every decision we make, is a result of connections formed between neurons. These connections aren't random. They're influenced by what we experience. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. This means our thoughts are shaped by repeated experiences and external stimuli. The more we're exposed to certain ideas or patterns, the stronger those neural pathways become. So when you think you're making an independent decision, it might not be as free as you believe. Those neural pathways have been shaped by external forces, often without you even realizing it. Philosophers have long debated the nature of thought and free will. Descartes famously said, "I think, therefore I am." But what if those thoughts aren't entirely yours? Nietzsche warned about the herd mentality, and Jung spoke of the collective unconscious. Ideas that suggest our thoughts are part of something much larger, something beyond our individual control. So what does this mean? It means that while our thoughts feel personal, they're often shaped by external factors, by society, by culture, by the unseen forces around us. But recognizing this is the first step in taking control of your mind. Think back to a time when you followed your heart, chose love over logic, or passion over security. Was that really your heart speaking? Or was it the result of everything you've been exposed to from childhood until now? The trust you placed in your thoughts, your decisions, suddenly feels shaky, doesn't it? The ground beneath you feels less stable as you start questioning, how much of me is really me? Touch on the fear of losing one's sense of identity, the fear that your innermost thoughts and choices might not be your own. But here's the twist. Just because your thoughts have been influenced doesn't mean they can't be yours. Awareness is the key. Once you realize the invisible forces at play, you can start reclaiming your mind. Your thoughts are a mix of everything you've experienced, but you have the power to sift through them, to decide which ones are truly yours. You can choose to think independently, to break free from the invisible chains. Your mind is your most powerful tool. It's time to take control of it, to decide who you really are beyond the influences. What will you choose to think now that you know the truth?